It's an interesting one. You've gone from being the new dog to the underdog. Now you're basically the big dog. So how's that feel?
Yeah, it was regular, so it's normal. Like, I've said this many times, but I mean that. Like, I really expected all this. I planned all this out to the minute details. You know, every single aspect of this game I got ready for. So it's even weird for me to say like I'm being prepped to be famous. That's why I'm good at it.
Well, there's huge buzz, of course, about your next fight, understandably so. It's a weird one, though, in some ways, because we just saw Chuck fight Tito, and in some ways, some fans are seemingly more concerned for Anderson Silva's health than they were for those guys. Do you find that weird? Do you think they're underestimating him? I mean, he did win his last fight against Derek Brunson.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's weird. I think it's silly. I think the fans need to go look at the history books again. You know, Chuck is a legend. What he did for the sport. Well, he stopped. I think his last win was in 2007. Was his last win or last fight? I think his last fight maybe. Yeah, and it's like they're not the same people. Anderson's still active, still training, still he fought Nick Diaz I think before Brunson. He won both fights, so he's not a guy that you can be slept on. But regardless of all that, you got to look at Anderson. He's not a guy that took too much punishment in his career. He's still got his wits about him. He's still got his chin about him. I just think he's been bored. I think he's not really been intrigued by the matchups. So now he's got someone he has to take seriously. Someone that he has to make sure he doesn't fuck up against. He doesn't come in lackluster against, because he said ages ago he wanted to fight his clone. Well, I'm better than his clone, so he's got his work cut out for him.
You mentioned Nick Diaz. Are we gonna see him back? We heard rumors that he's gonna be back. Is that someone you would like to meet? I mean, that's another legend that's been kind of a little bit MIA.
Yeah, I think he fights at welterweight, so he's gonna fight. What's his name? Jorge Masvidal. I'd like to see that fight. That's a sick fight next year. And honestly, I don't know why he's been out. I know it's because of a marijuana suspension or something with the Silva fight, but I don't know if even maybe it might be him being stubborn, because they're hard-headed, the Diaz brothers. But I have to look deep into it to see exactly why he's been out for so long, because I feel like a lot of his fighting youth has been taken away from him. Because it's a shame. Yeah, I'm a fan of those guys, so for me, it's a shame to see him not fight. Both of them actually not fight as often as they used to, but they've been doing this for a fucking long time. They've paved the way. They've been in the trenches. They've made their money, so yeah, they can pick and choose now. But I mean, sometimes it's not about money; it's just about legacy. So and fight itself. Like, let's get back to what this shit is about, which is fighting. So yeah, I'd love to see both of them fight again at some point.
When you say you envision this, have you plotted out where you want to be and when you want to do it, in a sense? Because, I mean, you've had so many fights, not just MMA. I mean, you've been around for a while. So have you got a time limit on when you want to achieve what you want to achieve and when you want to get out?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a fight slut. I like to get around different combat codes, fuck with everybody. But, yeah, I have an idea in my head. I know I'm coming in here to rob the fucking place and get away clean with my head, my wits still about me, because I'm ready to drop all this shit when it's done, when I'm done with it. I'm going to leave the game before the game leaves me. I'm not going to be, to use another example, like Chuck coming back trying to reclaim some lost glory or whatever. I don't think Chuck should be hard for money, so I don't know if he's fighting for the money. I don't think he's a fucking legend. He should be fucking set for life. He should be a guy that should have a statue in Vegas of him, like he should be set for life for what he's done for the company, for the UFC, So yeah, I don't think I just don't want to be that guy coming back trying to relive some childhood, like chasing that dragon. You know what I mean? But yeah, when I'm done, you guys will know I'm done, and I'm never coming back.
Are you being hit up for movies and all sorts of other extracurricular stuff right now?
Yeah, but I mean, what I want to do is fighting. I don't want to be one of these people that gets sidetracked. We've seen that story many times in the fight game and other sports as well, where someone gets sidetracked with other shit, and then, what takes a hit? Something's got to give. And then the fighting takes a hit. The dedication to the game takes a hit. And I'm not going to be one of those guys. I'm not going to be one of those stories. My story is going to be different. It's going to be unique. It's going to be my story, the Israel Adesanya story.
A lot of your story took place in Asia in the early days. I'm calling you from Singapore. So will there ever be a homecoming at all, UFC-wise, for you fighting in Asia, do you think?
I'm definitely going to fight in China one time prior to retiring in the UFC. I'm going to fight in China, and that's because I lived there for a while. I fought for a Chinese promotion since 2011, so yeah, I'm with the culture, you know. I know some stuff, you know. So yeah, I'll be back, and I'm going to come. I'll come back and lay claim to my throne when I was back there, because I came in there as a journeyman. They thought they could all beat me up, and I could be the guy to make their boys look good. And after they realized they can't beat me, they asked me to join them. So yeah, I traded teams for a while. I played for the Chinese team, like LeBron does for the Lakers now. This is sports at the end of the day. You got to trade teams where the money is. And they saw the value in me back then. So, yeah, I'm grateful for my time in China. And actually, I haven't been in Singapore yet. I fought all over Asia, you know. I've hung around there. I've been in Thailand. I fought in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I've been around. I'm a fight slut. I told you.
The city kickboxing boys have been smashing it of late. Like, how is the atmosphere there? Because they seem to be just churning out some killers right now. This seems to be your time.
Yeah, it's our time, you know. It's a rising tide. A rising tide makes all the ships sink, and the ones that can't, float. And the ones that can't float, they sink. So, yeah, it's cool to kind of like, because my team know me. I'm a fucking fuck up, you know. They see me behind the scenes. You guys just see all the fucking glitz and glam. But they know me. They know I'm a dipshit sometimes. So they're like, fuck, if he can do it, if he can get to this point, I can do it. So they push themselves as well. And they're happy for me. They see me shining. And it reflects on everybody. I can't wait for Kai this weekend. It's going to be fucking epic. And then Dan with Barboza in Milwaukee. I know how that fight's going to finish anyway. So, because I've lived it. Let's put it that way.
Kai is fierce. He fought in Singapore as well. Is there what feeling do you have about the flyweight division not working out at the UFC?
Yeah, I think that's a big mistake. To be honest, I think that's a big mistake. But I'm not Dana or Mick Maynard or Sean Shelby, so I don't really see the back end. But I think it's a big mistake on their part because the flyweights. You look at, I think before the inaugural flyweight title, they had a flyweight tournament, and I think it was Demetrius Johnson versus Ian McCall in Sydney. And that fight, a fucking judge, fucked that fight up, the first one. It should have been a draw. Imagine if they said, it's a draw, one more round. And then it went to one more round in that fucking stadium. That place would have erupted. You know why? Because they're fucking flyweights. The way they move is fly. It's just different. They operate at a different frame rate. The way the speed of their scrambles, their punches. And be like, oh, but we won knockouts. Fuck knockouts. This is martial arts. And you have a lot of knockouts at that weight class, you know? But yeah, my boy Kai, he brings knockouts to that weight class. So I think it's a shame they're getting rid of one of the, if not the best division in my opinion, in the UFC, because you really get to see the human potential of someone at the highest form and the flyweights. I feel like they'll change their mind. I feel like, you know, Dana White's made mistakes in the past. The UFC have made mistakes in the past, and then they, you know, retracted it. So I feel like this is one of those mistakes they'll realize, oh fuck, we need those guys back, because that's a big. Like I said, I'm not a fucking businessman, but that's a big loss to the company if they let go of the flyweights. But I'm hopeful.
It's a lot of praise, man, for that division. It's good to see. I just want to know, as a Kiwi,
like for real, you watch a flyweight move, it's different. Both of them, you have to be to watch a flyweight fight. You have to know what you're looking at. You have to be clued up. A lot of these casual fans, they can't even. Their mind is just filled with fucking shit. They can't even fucking keep up with what they're looking at. Why are they just rolling around? Like, some people are just stupid, you know? And fair enough, a lot of people are stupid. But, yeah, you have to have a high fight IQ to really understand what's happening at that frame rate in the flyweight division. And I'm a smart guy when it comes to fighting, so I really enjoy watching them move. I really enjoy watching them do their thing. You know, I really appreciate it. So, yeah, I'll do it again. I might come back as a flyweight style. Who knows? But we'll see.
Well, I'm plenty of fun watching you where you're at, man.
Lives.
I just wanted to know, that Kiwi-Aussie rivalry, where does that stand with the likes of Taito Ivasa, Tyson Pedro, the next generation, kind of like yourself? Are you a fan of those guys? They're fighting in Adelaide. How do you see their fights going? And are you backing them as that Oceanic thing?
Yeah, I know Ty, I know Tyson Pedro as well. They're cool. They've been cool to me over the years. But yeah, there's no beef with them. They're cool. I mean, the beef. I'm just saying, I'm the all black, and there's a wallaby that kind of runs around the middleweight division with a little belt right now. So I'm coming to snatch that. I'm invading to snatch that. That's where their rivalry is. But apart from that, nah. I mean, even I just met Robert for the first time today. He's a cool kid. He smells nice. I like the way he smells. Yeah, it's nothing. It's just business at the end of the day. We're all on the same kind of journey, except I'm taking a different route. I made my own lane, and I'm boosting through it, so it's different. Yeah, it's all good. You know, I'm the all black, and I'm going to do what we always do.
So it's straight to Bobby Knuckles after Anderson?
I'll make plans happen. I'll make things pan out the way I want them to pan out.
So, yeah, if you could just give us a quick prediction for that main event in Adelaide. How do you see it going for Ty?
Oh, I say Ty Duvasa knocks him out in the first round. Knocks out Junior Dos Santos in the first round. I think Mark Hunt gets it done late second round against his guy, or early third, because I don't really know who the guy is. I haven't really seen him fight, so I can't really make a proper analysis. But if I feel he's just going to do it in the third, early on, or late second. And Shogun versus Tyson Pedro, I think Tyson Pedro takes him out as well early on, maybe in the first round or even second.
Mate, beautiful. You got that concise prediction down. Thank you for taking the time out. I appreciate it a lot.
Easy as. Light work.
Mate, nice one.
See you, bro.